Okay, for this demonstration, I'm going to make a big bow. There are several different ways to make bows, but this is what we're going to do with this one. I have burlap ribbon, wired ribbon for the back base of my bow. I have some cute purple plaid, a teal, and then some pink. So I have a bright colors going on here. I got some design. I'm going to set these out of the way. I have a piece of jute to tie it together and a pair of scissors. I'm going to first lay my jute in the back. This is what I'm going to use to tie it. That way it's on there and wrapped around, and then I can adjust it as I go. At the end, I'm going to open up my burlap. I like to save the outsides. They hold it together so they don't come unspilled. So again, a personal preference. You can use the spool holder that's located at the end of this Easy Bow Maker. I'm going to make this bow pretty big. I want this to go on a 20-inch round Hello Summer. So I'm going to do probably a 8-inch bow. Make it big, make it festive, and make it fun. So we're going to try and keep it within the 7 inches, within the 7 to 8 inches. My ties will be shown for each different, and I'm just going to squeeze this together and then push it down into the bow maker. Okay, and actually I'm going to leave enough room at the end of my ties so I can trim them too. And then I'm going to make my loop, and I'm going to go to the 7 inches, and it's okay if my bow right now is all flat. I'm going to fluff the bow after we're done. So this is just the assembly of the bow. The ribbon holder works great for keeping your ribbon spool from falling and rolling across the floor. And I'm going about to 7 inches, just over 7 inches here. And I'm going to make one more pass over here. And do this one more time. To the 7 inches. Back across. Pinch it through. Thread to this side. The great thing about the bow maker is it does hold it in place. Sometimes bows, when you're making big ones, it can get hard to put them on there. Okay, and then back to this side. Now I'm going to leave it a little bit of extra like I did on that side so I can trim. And I'm just going to blunt cut this off right now. Then I'm going to switch to the next color. And these are 2.5 inch wide, and then I go down in size as I go. Tags off of here. All right, because that wasn't the end of it. Yeah, it is. There we go. It's sticking to me. Static electricity. Okay, put this in. I'm going to thread this one across. And this one I'm going to bring in just a little bit shorter, but my ties I want to be at the same length. But my ends I'm going to stop a little bit shorter so that way my bow brings in together. Put that down. I'm going to go to about 6 inches with this, the purple plaid. Go across, push down, about to the 6 inches on this side, go back across. One more time around, so I have 2 full bows with the plaid, same as I did with the burlap. Come across. Measure to the 6 inches. Go back through. And then cut off at the 7 inch mark, which is going to be this mark right here. This is wired bows, so it'll stick when I place it and fluff it, it's gonna look really good together. This is not wired, so I'm gonna put a couple more layers of this color in here. Go across. This layer I'm going to do to about 5 inches, but I want my tail to be 6 inches. So I can trim. Go across to 5 inches. These colors together are going to look really good. Go to 5 inches on this side. Five inches again on this side. Now I have 2 bows on each side, 2 loops. But I do want 1 extra on each side of this color. Pack them all in here. And back again to this side. Now I have 3 bow loops on each side. And I'm going to cut this to 6 inches. And last but not least, I will be using the pink burlap. You have to get a new. Go. Oh. Sometimes they do fall out. You can push them back in, or you can pound them back in with a hammer. Okay, my pink bow I'm bringing in to about 3.5 inches, but I want my tail to be a little longer, so I'm going to leave it at the 4 inches so I can trim. This one I'm going to make sure that my tails, my sides of the wire are tucked down in, so when I do tie it, it's going to be all pulling it all together. This one to 3 inches. Three inches again. So I have 1 bow on each side. If you have decorative ribbon that isn't the same on both sides, you would have to twist in the middle when making this type of bow to keep your decorative side to the outside, and just leave the twist on the inside of the bow to keep that finish on the outside. 3 inches on this one. Push down, and then I'm going to cut my tail at about 4. Okay, now with the string that I already have through the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push everything down, because you want everything compressed all together before we start to fluff the bow. I'm going to pull this one across through the top and pull it through a little bit more, so I got some more string, because I do want the string to be tied in the back side. Okay, pull this through. Once we get this all fluffed, you won't be able to see the center at all, or you can put a cute little embellishment. Now, once you have everything pushed down tight, you're going to lift it out of the Easy Bow Maker, flip it over, and tie a good double knot in the back. A little bit more string, so I got some more. Now this is what you're going to use to tie it on with too, so you'll want to make sure that you leave yourself some extra tail space. I'm double knotting this. You can tell I'm holding down with the sides of my arms. Make sure to get it really nice and tight. Okay, then I'm going to flip it over, And I'm going to start at the top and start fluffing my bow. I'm going to have my tails going every which way. You can pull, especially with the wired ribbon, it makes it nice to be able to place it and leave it where it's at. Okay, I'll go back afterwards and cut the tails. Now with the blue, because this is not wired, I'm just going to place them in different locations. I want to pull one up on each side, one down on each side, and one to the side. Have one here, one there. You'll see this is really going to start to fill out. Okay, I have one tail down. I'm going to push this tail to the blue up. Okay, now with the purple, I have two of each of these. So I want one up and I want one down. And then you can fluff those together. The tail I'm going to push down. This tail is going to go up. I want one bow loop up and one bow loop down. And then separate them as you go. Go back and work with it afterwards too. Get them exactly where you want them to be. Okay. Pull them up, set them. Okay, now for the back one. This tail is going up for the purple and this tail is going down. You can have them all flowing down. It's, again, wherever you want to place it. The burlap, I'm going to push one up and one back. You can always do more of the burlap too if you want more fluff to it. It adds a little bit of one tail there. I'm going to pull one tail down and one tail up and keep my strings to the back. Fluff these. The more layers, the more fun it can be. You can pull the blue ones and set them wherever you want. Then what I'm going to do is go through and every single end that I have, I'm going to dovetail the ends of the bow. And to do that, you'll just take the end, fold it over from the center. You cut to the two tip ends, and that'll give you a perfect dovetail. Okay. Fold them over, show you again, cut from the center to the tips of the other end. Then going, here's another one. Here's another one. Sometimes I miss them and go back and cut them again. And here's one. The purple ones. Burlap one. Another purple. You can always, if you don't want to dovetail them, cut them at an angle. I think I got them all. Okay. Then once you get it placed on your media that you're putting it on, you can always go back and fluff and twist and put them where you want them a little bit more. But there's an easy way to make a bow.